Hello, guys. I hope everyone is doing very well. And today we want to have just a short update or a discussion in the Palladium market. We already did some publications where we discussed the substructures, the triangles, the golden triangles which were forming in the Palladium market. And that was the internal workings of the primary structure of Palladium. And today we want to discuss the main structure or the primary structure in this market. So, in that trend, we took our origin from the 208 low. So, as we said, that was the internal structures. We are taking our low today from the 2003 April low, which is the origin of the 17-year cycle that started in 2003. So in 2003, we had a new cycle, the 17-year stock market structure, or the 17-year commodity cycle, which started in 2003. And then exactly 17 years from that is 2020, where we had the top, and then we had a crash low, ending the 17-year cycle. So in this market, we want to say, as we always do, we don't discuss any trade tensions or Fed statements or anything speculative. We only discuss the geometry of the market, where we can measure every swing, measure every move in the market exactly as it is, and we stay away from the noise and the speculations. So from the low in 2003 to this high, as we said, it's a 17-year cycle. But in the primary cycle of Palladium, we have a square structure which is forming, and this square has a size of 441.71 units on both the x and y axis. So on the x and y axis, we have a square structure with size 441.7 by 441.7. And then the golden ratio, or the 0.618 of 441.7, is exactly 273 point. 273 point. Now, from the low here in 203 to the high of the 2020 crash is exactly 273 point difference. That means the high of the 2020 crash reached exactly the golden ratio of the square structure of the Palladium market, which is a 441 by 441 structure. And then the crash, which is here, the crash in 2020 ended exactly at the 0.382 division of that structure. That means when we run a fib from the low to the high of the 441 structure, then we have the 0.618 division at this top where the crash occurred, and the 0.382 division, or the fib ratio, at exactly the low where the crash reached. So that is where we anchored our trade in that post, where we anchored the trade, and then our projections for the high was towards the top of the structure. So the top of the structure itself was in the zone of 4562, which is this top here. This top here was our projection, where we said price had the potential of reaching 4562 price level. Now, currently, so again, let's just recap. We have a square structure, 441.71, and the golden ratio of that is 2 point, or 273, 273 point range, and that is exactly where the crash high occurred. Now, if we connect a line, or we connect a diagonal from the low end of the square to the crash high, let's bold in that line, the diagonal, we'll just use this white line to indicate it. So the line from the origin through the crash high will be exactly where price has reached now. So currently that diagonal is the resistance here, which is preventing price from moving further up. And then we have the top range of the square in the 4562 price level. Now, in the cycle of Palladium, we have the spiral structure of that market also drawn out, and price has extended through the lower band or the lower end of the spiral. Now we have the midpoint of the spiral, which is also the 0.707 of the square in the 3268 price level, which is this point here. And then above it, we have this line, this resistance line, and then below it, we have a close resistance line, which is almost close to where price is now. So there is a confluence here where we expect price to have some resistance back and forth in this zone before it finally breaks up above this top end of the band. Then currently we can say that this diagonal is a very strong point because it is the same diagonal which orchestrated the 2020 crash, and price has found it again in the upsurge. So where price is found now, we are saying this level here is the 0.618, and then this diagonal here is also where price is. So price currently is trapped between this squeezing boundary or this minor boundary. So it's in a tight range currently. Price has never gone above this diagonal in the 17-year cycle. It has never gone above it. If you can see from the high, from the low to the high, price has not gone above the diagonal of the 17-year cycle. So if price will go above it, if price will move above this diagonal, then we have a short range that will shoot through, it will zigzag through this confluence zone before it finally breaks to the top of this band, which is in the 3490 zone. Now, if price should break down the 0.618, we have the 0.382, the 0.618 here. In between them, we have the zero point 0.5 where that is this level where price gravitated before it finally broke through and advanced further up. So we expect currently that this 0.618 tight range will hold and price will just move sideways before it finally breaks above this resistance line. Or if price should decline further from this zone, then this 0.618 zone, zero point 0.5 zone, sorry, where price gravitated should offer the support for price to resume the uptrend. But currently, we will not advise any sell entries into this market. So for anyone who took the trade from the low when it was published, if you want to exit your trade now, it's advisable to do so. Otherwise, if you want to hold, you can hold and still project our price when the price action reaches the top of the band. Also, we would say that this crash here, this crash here ended exactly 2.0 axis of the 441 square. That means that from this low here to the crash low was exactly 882 weeks. 882 weeks. And then we said our square is 441 sides, so 441.7 by 2 is around 883 weeks. And our crash low occurred in 882 weeks. That means the crash, this 17-year cycle, ended 2.0 of the square, and we are having currently price increasing above the 17-year cycle. So we expect that if price should break through the center of that spiral cyclical market, then we can hope that price would go through the resistance lines and then aim for the top of the band. As we said, Palladium market is not a passive market, so its trends are not a 1 hour chart or 1 day trade. This is a trade that we are saying is a primary trade, so can take months or a year or two to occur, but it is actually a profitable market to be holding. So that is just about the update. Price has found the diagonal again. We hope that we would have some correction, but it will not go very steep. But we also have the center of the spiral at 3268 level to look out for. And when that boundary is exceeded, then we can hope price will aim for the top of the square. And then also before that, we have this zone, which is the 4099 zone, which is also a peculiar level to watch as price increases above the diagonal we are looking for now. So thanks guys for watching. Thanks for your time and good luck.